My rank 2 Emma Frost has been an absolute joy to use in Battlegrounds, and in this very long Battlegrounds showcase, I'm going to be showing a bunch of different matchups that she was a really good option for, and in both the Gladiator circuit and the Victory Track meta. We're going to start with the circuit fights, because I feel like those are the more interesting ones, especially because of the fact that Emma is probably one of the best ex-Magicka attackers for this Battlegrounds meta, and if not, like, top 3 ex-Magicka champs for this meta. Like, legitimately, she's crazy for it. So we're going to start against this rank 2 Bullseye in the circuit meta, and the reason Emma is so good for this is because for each prowess Emma has, she increases her own crit rate and crit damage rate, and this does not keep her limited to her personal prowess. She actually will get the benefits from the tactic prowess as well, meaning we're not only just getting more special damage, we're also getting more crit rate and crit damage, so we can do stuff like that and take a bullseye in 34 seconds with 97% health. So that was a really good first fight for her, but next up we're going to be fighting this rank 3 Attuma, and in this fight I'm going to gain some tactic prowess early. Attuma is not a tactic defender, so there is no way I am losing my prowess, but what this is going to do is increase my base stats, which is really nice, and I also want to get them while I'm still in my diamond form and I have physical resist and stuff like that. So we're going to throw some heavy attacks, we gain our personal prowess, and now I just need to race to SP2. In our telepath form, we do take a lot of damage from Thorns, but also we're doing just fine because she's still going to do plenty of damage. We bring them all the way down to 33%, and here I'm in diamond form again, so I'm going to take less damage from his Thorns. And throw a heavy there, gain some more power, let him gain less power, and he's just about dead. I think I'm going to throw this SP1, or I should have thrown it there, but I think I'm going to throw it in just a second, actually, right after the relic, or I do a few hits there. Okay, so 97% health finish versus a rank 3 Attuma, which is pretty good. 58 seconds, pretty decent too, especially for Attuma. Next up is a rank 5 Ascended Nick Fury, and I uploaded this fight by itself because of how ridiculous it was. This is one of the fastest Nick Fury kills I've ever done without using some kind of second life cheese, like using Penny or Deathless Gilly or Sunspot or Danny Moonstar. So yeah, Emma obviously can't cheese his second life, but she does so much damage to where you get through both of them in just absurd speeds that doesn't matter. Like, we're going to throw this SP2 here, it's going to push him into his second life, I believe. No, he's at 3%. So actually I'm going to bait this SP2, and then we're going to push him there with a medium, and then I can throw a heavy into the air against Nick when he's holding block because of his initial second life, because Nick does not play aggressive the moment he enters second life. He will stall for like a couple seconds. I got that question asked in my comment section, and it is worth talking about. Once you push Nick to his second life, he will be passive for a couple seconds, so if you have him in the corner, you can just throw a free heavy. It's pretty fun. So next up we have Gladiator, rank 5 Gladiator, and this is a pretty easy fight for Emma. Gladiator's not like a crazy defender or anything, but he is tactic, so it definitely makes him harder. We're going to go for a parry heavy, and then I'm going to do this 2 more times, give myself a bunch of power, give the opponent basically none, and this lets us get into our telepath form extremely fast, with him having barely any power to himself. So we're going to gain some crits. Emma's basic attacks hit surprisingly hard, especially with all the prowess I have. And we throw this SP2. We didn't get the second hit crit, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We also are Incinerate immune in diamond form, so we can block that special 2 freely, and we barely took any damage from it because we have a bunch of armor rating. So we blocked that whole SP2 and are still at 96% health, which is pretty nice. We're going to go for a relic into the SP2 right here, and then I probably didn't need to do the extra hits there, so I could have like saved 2 seconds, but whatever. 51 second fight, definitely pretty nice. And next up we're going to be fighting Werewolf by Night, rank 2 Werewolf, and this is a Gladiator circuit fight once again. This is not the best matchup for Emma, but she made it work because she's just completely ridiculous in the circuit, so that's nice. We're going to get some ruptures on ourselves, but we do have physical resist, so it's not that big a deal. I want to avoid blocking when I'm in my telepath form because we don't have that resistance, but that's okay. He's going to try to howl there, but we catch him, so it's alright. We're going to go for an SP2, and it doesn't do that much damage, but that's okay. We're not going to need that much more, and I'm going to go for a heavy attack there. And I don't know if Wolf has crit damage resist or something, but it does feel like I'm doing a little bit less damage on my SP2s than normal. I might just be losing my mind, I have no idea, but either way, I'm pretty sure it's going to take more than 2 SP2s for this specific fight. Which is fine because we're going to kill him relatively fast still, and we throw this SP2, it does a good bit of damage. If we got that second hit crit, we actually would have killed him, so that's unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm going to go for heavy there, which I didn't need to do, but it's alright, and I think an SP1's going to kill him. Yeah, just like that. So Wolf in 66 seconds, not too bad for a non-science champion. Next up, we're going to be fighting MCoC, once again, a tactic champion, so one more gladiator circuit fight, and Emma is going to do this, I assume, in the same rotation. I took this fight a long time ago. We get a nice 17k crit on the heavy attack, and those heavy crits are pretty nice too when you can get them. We barely take any damage, even with MCoC's block penetration and the diamond form, because she's just so tanky there. And then we're going to go for an SP2 here. I'm actually going to relic first, and then we go for it, and we get one hit crit, and then the second hit didn't. If it crit, he's dead. Unfortunately, it just didn't. And we did actually block MCoC's SP2 there, but again, the diamond form is just so good that it didn't matter. And I dashed in, got punished for it, but it's not that big a deal. We're going to kill him just like that. 80% health finish, could have been 100 honestly, but that's okay. And then we did the fight in, I don't know how many seconds, because I guess my opponent's game crashed or something, I don't know. Either way, next up we're going to be fighting Kingpin, I believe. Another gladiator circuit fight. And with the tactic prowess, I do reduce purified chance, so Kingpin is not going to be purifying that much. I also accidentally missed a parry there, but again, diamond form is just ridiculous because of how tanky you are, so it didn't even matter. We're going to hit him with some basics there and bait the special 1, and then we're going to throw my SP2 in just a second. I think I'm going to bait one more special attack. And then, am I going to lose my regular prowess? No, I'm not. Okay, so I baited a heavy attack, he went for it, so we're kind of chilling there. He throws his SP1, and then I'm going to go back in, get a crit, and then we throw the SP2, 96% health it does. 96,000 damage, I mean, it does on the final hit. And then we're going to go for a relic into another SP2, and that's going to definitely finish the job. So, special 2 there, didn't even get the crit, didn't need it. And that's Kingpin down in 56 seconds, not too bad. Next up is going to be victory track fights, actually, and we're going to start against Bishop. Emma is pretty decent for Bishop because actually the diamond form heavy attacks against Bishop are really nice because you're ramping yourself with barely giving him any power. So we're going to do some basic combos. We also have a little bit of insurance with our diamond form if he throws an SP1, but also if we throw an SP2 and we don't get some crits, Emma's special attacks also, they ignore all forms of resistances, so if we didn't get some crits, it's not like his energy resistance is hindering that, and critical hits do not bypass the maximum amount of resistances. I believe it's 80%, and I definitely should not have thrown an SP1 there, should have went for an SP2, but it's going to make the fight last a little longer, but it's okay. But again, crits bypass 80% resistances, I believe, but with Emma, your special attacks will bypass 100% because they do true damage and stuff like that. So next up is going to be Scorpion, and this is a really interesting fight for Emma's utility, whereas Emma in telepath form cannot be evaded, meaning that in diamond form, if I parry heavy, he's never going to evade. In telepath form, he just won't evade ever, because Emma simply says no to evade. That's why she's so good for Bullseye. We also have the insurance policy of being able to block SP1s if we feel like it, because a lot of times I will be in diamond form and I can just do that. But I think I'm going to go for a couple parry heavies here. One right there, and then another right here. Actually, I was in telepath form for that one, but it's alright. Again, he cannot evade, so that's cool. Get a nice intercept there, and we're going to go for an SP2, and that Scorpion is dead just like that. So relatively fast fight, 47 seconds, definitely pretty nice. Next up, I'm going to be fighting Bullseye, and I'll fault Bullseye obviously as the first fight of this video, but this one is going to be in the victory track, so it is a little bit different. I obviously don't have X Magicka inflating my damage a bit, so this is just a very normal Bullseye fight. We definitely have Counter-Strike, giving us a little bit extra damage, but in the long run it's not going to matter too much, and you're going to see why. We're basically going to control Bullseye like I really like doing with Emma, where I just parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy, and then once I'm in my telepath form, I just say no to his killer instinct, and that's why Emma is my favorite Bullseye counter personally. She just does a really, really good job. I didn't get very lucky on my crits with basic attacks, but it also doesn't matter too much. We're going to go for the SP2 here, and it's going to do 35k there, 81k there, and now I just need to bait Bullseye's SP2. I can block it if I feel like it because I'm in Diamond form, and Diamond form is just so OP for resistances. So I'm gonna go for a parry heavy. He still doesn't even reach 1 bar of power because of the power control and that heavy attack being awesome. And then we're gonna go for an SP1. We get the nice crits, and then buzz Bullseye in 47 seconds with 95% health finish. So next up, we're gonna be fighting Baron Zemo, I believe, and rank 5 Baron Zemo in the victory track meta, of course. And this is a pretty easy fight. We are just gonna do regular Emma Frost things. We parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy, and then we have the the telepath form, allowing us to just gain our extra prowesses and just do a bunch of damage on basic attacks. We are tanky in the diamond form, so you don't have to worry about his really annoying block penetration kind of mechanics. I did actually lose prowess there because I did not mean to push him to 2 bars. I did mean to push him to 2 bars, but yeah, we did it before we hit 2 bars ourselves, so messed up a little bit. But we have the Counter-Strike Furies to help our damage a little bit, and we got some nice crits on basics to build up more prowess, and that is a 160k crit at the end. So next fight is going to be against Domino. This was a bit of an experiment fight just to see how little crit fail Emma will take, and I'm pretty sure we finished this fight with a decent amount of health for someone who is not ability accuracy immune against Domino. So one of the only things that Domino can really fail for Emma is the parries, and then the effects off of her special attacks, for instance, the Power Sting on her SP1 and the Concussion on the SP2. And we do take mainly block damage here, because this is the victory track and we do have to deal with Bob and Weave being annoying. But also Emma being able to shut off Domino's Lucky is really nice, because that is one of the most annoying things about Domino. And then we do take some crit fail there, but that's okay. We also just don't get crits this fight, which really unlucky because, you know, I had maximum prowess. So yeah, that's unfortunate, and this fight definitely can go way faster than it did. I just got really unlucky, honestly, and I think Emma is actually decent for Domino, like realistically, because the crit RNG in this fight is just atrocious. You can see I barely got one at the end of that combo, and then I'm gonna throw my SP2 here, no crit, and then finally 1 crit on the SP2, and then we kill her. So that was Domino in 67 seconds with 83% health, and that's definitely a lot less health lost if it wasn't a crit through the block meta, and I got really bad crit RNG, so I legitimately think Emma is actually quite decent for Domino, and I just had a rough time in that one. So, alright, now we're fighting another Atuma, this one obviously in the victory track meta, and this is going to be largely the same strategy. It's just seeing how fast I can take him without the X Magicka prowess and stuff like that. I think I'm going to be doing the bait heavy attack method. That's what I should be doing. And this Atuma is duped actually, so even though it's a bit lower of a rank, it is kind of harder at that point. And I'm going to go for a heavy attack right there. We gain 1 prowess finally. It took us forever to get that, but I need to bait his special attack here, and then I'm going to go back in. We are taking a lot of Thorns damage, and we're not getting good prowess RNG, but also we're still hitting really hard, and we have 83% now, 82%, and then we kill him with that special. So Emma did a pretty good job there, 41 seconds. And yeah, if that's an Ascended Attuma, I'd have to do a couple heavy attacks to kill him, but still. Next up is Nick Fury. Again, a fight I showed off in the Circuit meta, but we're going to see how well she does in the Victory Check meta. This is largely the same thing, just do my parry heavies, get the prowess, and hopefully I have decent crit RNG, which again, I'm not feeling like I do. But 6 prowess, and I think I'm going to go for an SP2 right there. Does a good bit of damage considering I didn't have my max prowess. He's at 21%, and now I just need him to throw an SP2, and I remember him just taking forever to throw it. It wasn't as long as I remembered, but definitely annoying, and I'm going to push him to his second life with my basic attacks, and then that might not have been a good idea, because I think I'm just going to kind of throw this no, I'm not. Okay, so I actually lined it up a bit better. I'm going to slow combo here, throw the SP2, no crit, and then a 98k crit, which is nice. So we just need to get to one more SP2, just do some intercepts in the corner, not gaining any prowess, what do you know, take a lot of damage on that blocked hit, but also he's very low, so I don't even need that many prowess, because we can just kill him like that, so it's a nick in 75 seconds, which isn't terrible. And then this last fight is against a Chiealth. Chiealth is definitely a very annoying defender, honestly. I find her more annoying than a lot of people probably do, but Emma is definitely very good for her, because tankiness and diamond form. Missed a parry there, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. And then we can block her medium attacks freely when in diamond form, just because she can't bleed me through the block. I'm pretty sure she has a really nice heavy-to-heavy counter as well. I don't think I did it in this fight, but either way, I'm going to lose my prowess here because her SB1 animation takes so long, and I also just didn't line it up right. So this fight's not the best, but it's not going to go too bad. Gonna gain a prowess there, gonna go for the relic, and then we go for an SP2 in just a second. We throw it right there, and we get a 73k crit at the end, which is nice. We need to bait this SP2. I think I'm going to get the dex properly. There we go. And I'm going to gain some prowess, and then I just have to do a couple more basics, and that Chiealth is dead. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was a very long Battlegrounds showcase for me, but I had a lot of Emma fights recorded, and Emma's been a really fun champion for me to use, so I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, leave a like, leave a sub, all the fun YouTube things I'm obligated to tell you, and I will see you in the next video.